Have you ever wondered why some people seem to just thrive while others seem to stand still? I mean, some people seem like they just seem to catch every single green light, while others are stuck on the porch. Today, I want to talk to you about how to break the poverty mindset. This episode of Legacy Ladder, we're going to be breaking down three key essential things to breaking the poverty mindset. First of all, what is a poverty mindset? I mean, it's not something we can just gloss over. Everybody doesn't understand its definition. Some will argue, well, I didn't grow up broke. I didn't grow up in poverty. This doesn't have anything to do with me. I beg to differ. A poverty mindset is much more than one's financial status. And I'm going to break it down for you in this episode. The poverty mindset is one's comfortability. Where are you comfortable at? I grew up in an area where a lot of people all seem to be doing the exact same thing. I mean, Monday was no different than Tuesday. Tuesday, no different than Wednesday. Thursday was the same as the rest. The only day that seemed to be exciting was Friday, Saturday, going into the weekend. Sunday, everybody go to church, and we seem to recycle the same life over and over and over again. Mama did it, daddy did it, granny did it, everybody did it. And nobody seemed to find anything wrong with it. I did. And at a young age, I realized something had to be off. We all can't be sent living this same dream. It's like a video game almost, but everybody's losing and nobody's complaining. So that brings me to the first step in breaking the poverty mindset. First thing is awareness. Now, for my students that's watching this, I'm not about to delve into the course. I just want to give some keen tools that people are going to need to use to get themselves out of slumps that they may be in and or somebody that they may know. Okay? First thing is awareness. You got to wake up. You must realize where you're at. A lot of people they'll I watch a lot of YouTube and a lot of these platforms, and I see a lot of people they're forcing finance down people's throats. They're forcing credit repair down people's throats. They're forcing change and this great awakening and manhood and feminine and womanhood into the women. They're forcing these things into individuals, but I was taught as a child, you can lead a horse. You cannot make them drink. With that being said, making this content here, I realize this ain't gonna be for everybody. And I know I'm okay with that. You're not my targeted audience. But at the same time, I know I have a message I have to deliver. And it's for those that it's for. It's simply that. Same with the ones that's watching this. You got a message that you may need to deliver. It's going to be for that person. It's going to be for that woman. It's going to be for that neighbor, that coworker, whomever it is. But it's not going to be for everybody across the board. And you have to be okay with that. That was a part of my awakening. I grew up in Compton, California. If you know anything about Compton, California, it is what it is. No shade to it. And let's keep in mind, I love my city. I'm not one of those that made it out and was like, ah, forget that. I'm glad I'm out of. No. I love my city. It allowed me to build me to be the man that I am today. It taught me some principles, some morals. Um, it was unity, brotherly love. Like I grew up, we were poor, but we could go borrow sugar from the neighbors. They was poor too, but they could come borrow aluminum foil from us. Like there was this camaraderie that everybody had. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing, But at the same time, I knew I wanted to break this cycle. Imagine this: you a child, right? And pretty sure a lot of people that's watching this, oh man, we all went to church, right? Uh, Sunday school, Bible study, choir practice, shut in, shut out. Like it seemed like it was church every single day. Then on Sunday, you got three services. You got the Sunday school, you got the morning service, the afternoon service, the evening service, the pastor appreciation. I mean, it was always something going on. And not to knock this was our elders trying to give us something sound to hold on to. But when you grow up in poverty, like in my household, my mom and dad depended on the resources of the church for everything. So we'll go there because we know that was the only time we was gonna get a pretty good meal, or better yet, uh, clothing donation, right? Because we needed some clothes. And when you real young, you're excited about that. Like, oh my God, mom, dad, they brought on some clothes. They washing them now. Like that should have been one of the first indications. Like, why you got to wash these clothes? But not to knock them. We was happy. We was excited. Why? Because we didn't have anything. But the hard part about it was this: these same kids and family members went to the same churches, us, same schools, lived in the same neighborhoods. So now we're wearing donated clothes around the people that donated it to us. And oh man, kids is cruel. They gonna let you have it, you know. And it was very, very, very tough for me coming up. So I told myself then, I vowed then, oh man, when I get old enough, man, I'm not going to ever be subjected to this, nor my children. I know mama and daddy, they're doing the best that they can, but something is wrong with this cycle here, So, um, is everything about riches? Is everything about money? Absolutely not. But if your intentions is to aid people, you can't go to war without money. And it's simply that. I grew up in the era, my brother, he used to tell me we got different moms, and we came food stamps. We came with food stamps. And I'm talking about with the book, the color book, and all the color stamps, and you can't spin a stamp without the book. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And my brother used to say, yeah, man, I had to, because he sold drugs back in the day. Thank God he changed. Uh, but he said, yeah, I had to do something different, man. Like, my mom, she needed feminine stuff, and I had to go get those, and I had to use food stamps to buy it. And I'm thinking, how you use food stamps? The food stamps are exactly what they are. I use food stamps to buy a feminine hygiene. Made no sense to me. Well, you take $1 and you buy a piece of candy and you break that and you keep the 80 cents and you got to keep doing that. And sometimes you got to go to different stores. And my brother would do this, save up the change to go buy these products for his mom. I see why he leaned toward the negativity. And this is what goes on in a lot of neighborhoods that a lot of people are completely unaware of. And that's what caused me to build this course, build this platform, Legacy Ladder. Because it's much more than a person like myself making it out, much more than a person like my brother and a lot of other people that I know that have made it out of the trenches of the hood, of the ghetto. We're reaching back to give somebody else a rung that they can use to climb. So, first step, Awareness. You got to wake up. You got to understand the state that you're in, and you got to understand that this is not normal. I am not okay with the Super Bowl that they send to give us every February. Everybody knows every single player that's on there. Everybody that's on there is winning but you. Makes no sense. Santa Claus. Everybody, every single year, in the month of December, not everybody, but you get what I'm saying, breaks their necks to give things to children that in a couple months they're not even going to care about. But that debt is going to be looming over you for as long as it's there. That interest rate is going to kill you because you use a credit card that you knew you didn't have no business using. First step is awareness. And you never catch a break. Before then, it was Thanksgiving. You got to feed everybody. But the months coming up to that, you guys were barely making it on Cheerios, barely making it on WIC. You had to use bread, put butter and sugar on it, sprinkle the sugar on it, and put it at the bottom of the oven to make a snack. I mean, this is how I grew up. And a lot of my neighbors. My neighborhood, we would leave the oven door open so we could be warm at night. First step is awareness. You have to want change. You have to realize that, wait a minute. It seems like when I focus on my strain, on my struggle, I find myself at a liquor store. I drink, I lose a day, plus the pay I use for that alcohol. And the cycle starts all over again. Awareness. You have to understand, like, wait a minute, this marijuana, I don't know what they putting in this stuff, but I can't remember nothing. And I know people so addicted to this stuff, you would think it was something different. Or is it? I don't know. First step is awareness. You have to wake up and say, you know what? Let me focus on what I need to focus on to assure that not only myself, because that's where it starts with self, I'm completely aligned. Secondly, my family. I have to make sure that my family's squared away. I have to make sure that I have a legacy for them. I have to make sure that we're able to make income on our own. I can't be caught up in a system that could cut me off like that, and now my child starves. That needs to spread to the block you live on today. Your neighbors have this same mindset. It's going to be like a roaring fire. It's going to hit the city soon. Then your state. Then the entire country and abroad. First step is awareness. Now that you're aware, now that you've woken up, you understand, okay, I had a poverty mindset. That's for the ones that were broke. The ones that have money, those have poverty mindsets also. I speak to a lot of people with money, and a lot of them just think they stuff don't stink. I'm sure yours doesn't smell like potpourri. I'm 100% sure of that. But being that some of these people didn't grow up in the area like I grew up in, or didn't have the struggles like myself or other people in these impoverished communities had, they tend to overlook these things, or they're just unconscious to them. But at the same time, their spending habits or their insensitivity to a person that's going through it shows that you have a impoverished mindset also. How can you expect change when you live in this bubble, but everything around you is suffering? That's a poverty mindset. you're in a position to help. And I'm not talking about monetarily all the time. Like I've seen men, so-called men, this is, walk in the door, woman behind them, not hold the door for them. Like just they say chivalry is dead. Maybe it is. I believe it was assassin. But some of these jokers nowadays, they have no consciousness of women. I've seen men on the road cuss women out. Come on, this woman's driving like she's scared. And I done tried to catch up to them. And they just and get off the freeway. And it's like, what kind of man are you? Poverty mindset. It's a crab in the bucket syndrome. You willing to crawl on whomever you have to crawl over just to get in your space. Something's wrong with you. That must be fixed. The moment you fix yourself, the moment you start focusing on somebody other than yourself, this is when the change begins. Second thing that's very, very, very vital to getting rid of the poverty mindset is direction. If you look at all the great leaders of the past, they were leaders because they had somewhere to go. They were leaders because they were visionaries. They had a direction for the people. If you don't have direction, nobody's going to follow. Who's going to follow you? Think about it. Who's going to follow you if you don't even know where you're going? I'm reminded of the story of Clara Brown. A lot of people may not even know who she is. But I hate saying the term, I hate to say hate, but I dislike saying the term African American for multiple reasons, but that's another lesson. Some would deem it a misnomer or incorrect. I'm not even gonna go into the depths of that right now. But and I hate dislike saying the word black because I'm not a color. My ancestors were not colors. There's nobody that's walking around that's a crayon, just to put it like that. We are hue men. Hue. That means multiple colors, in fact. So to classify a person as a single color just makes no sense. But this this woman of African descent was born a slave in Virginia, and if that wasn't sad enough, because I can only imagine what she went through, especially being a woman of African descent in slavery. But if that wasn't sad enough, she didn't obtain her freedom until her late 50s. So I can only imagine the horrible experiences she had. But by her late 50s, her husband was dead and all of her children were sold off. So one would think after gaining your freedom in your late 50s, this is, the vigor is gone. Women, they the earlier, the younger they are, the more vibrancy, and not like slavery would like tarnish that, but I'm just speaking to her youthfulness. This is gone. She's almost 60 now. You would think that a woman, or anyone for that matter, would want to just be at peace. Oh, now Miss Claire. Miss Claire moved from Virginia to Colorado. Miss Claire worked. Miss Claire ended up buying some land, and Miss Claire opened up even laundromats. Claire had a bankroll. This is the 1800s, by the way. She was a full-on entrepreneur. You talking about being aware? She was wide awoke, but not without reason. Miss Claire had direction. You know what she did? She took the monies she had. Claire Brown, look her up. all of the money she had, and she would use that to go back and free other slaves. You talk about direction. She could have easily kicked her feet up and been like, you know what? I'm, I'm I done been through my hell. You know, I done had my stripes. I done lost everything that was near and dear to me. But Miss Clara didn't fold. She went back for her people. You talking about direction. You talking about purpose. You talking about awareness. This is the mindset we have to have. This is literally what made me create Legacy Ladder. I said, I'm tired of seeing most people, they'll talk about what the rich people could do instead of becoming rich themselves and doing something about it. Most people wait to become rich before doing something about it on their level. Come on, man. How many homeless people you done passed up and just, oh man, somebody probably fed them. Somebody probably. And I ain't saying that's your job. I'm not saying that. But if you leave in your house, then you need to be looking to be a blessing. This is how I obtained my fortune. This is how I got rich. I started making this my prayer. More so a demand, I want to say. Not like I'm demanding the creator, not like I'm demanding God, but I came to him in boldness. I said, listen, God, you want me to be a blessing? You got to bless me. You got to bless me to be a blessing. I can't be a blessing without you blessing me. So bless me so I can be a blessing. And that's been my prayer. That's been my prayer. I don't do it for trophies. I don't do it for pats on the back and none of that. But I give out clothes with the tag still on them. In fact, I got some shoes right now in the garage. I got like 6 pairs of shoes. Some I ain't never even wore. Then I hear some people around, oh yeah, man, I gotta at least get a couple wears out of it before I go give this to them people. Them is your people. See, that's your problem right there, your intentions. You trying to do something used and want something good out of it. You gonna get the reward you put in. You gonna get the seed that you planted. That's your issue right there. It's you. Your issue, it's you. Most people, they chase a dollar instead of chasing change. Yes, I catch that double entendre. Yeah, chase change. The dollar's gonna come. The money gonna come. I learned that. That's gonna come. In my course, and I don't do the sales pitch. I don't do none of that. But yes, we do credit repair and we show you how to leverage personal business credit and all that to obtain assets. With somebody that come through my course, I'm like, all right, what you gonna do with this? What's this about? Oh, I want to do nails. I want to do eyelashes. I want a barber shop. I want to whatever it is. Oh, okay. All right. Now that you got that, you got the fund. What is it? 100,000. Okay, you got the money for that, right? Now what? Some look at me dumbfounded. Some of them catch it. Oh yeah, I see, I see where you're going with this. For my employers out there, I want you to do a little test, right? Those of you that have employees, a few employees up under you, every employee want a raise. Okay, what is it? $10, $20, whatever. Um, go in tomorrow, sit all your employees down, and tell them, all right, look, I got a 20, 30, $40 raise, $50 raise, whatever it is. I got a raise for you. It's an hour we're talking about. Something that, those that are trying to still make it deem significant. First thing is you got to get off that clock. That's a whole nother lesson. Stop punching the clock. Stop worried about that clock. Do whatever you're going to do 100%, 1,000%. That's what you signed up for. But your freedom ain't in that clock. I don't care if you're making $1,000 an hour. It's not in that clock. Do what you did for them people. You told them. You told them you was going to do that. You told them you was going to work at Taco Bell. You told them you was going to flip them fries at McDonald's, them burgers. You give them 1,000% of you. Why? You a man, you a woman. Stick to your word. Do what you do. Do it 1,000%. Do it like you own the place. They say whatever they want to say about you. But what they can't say is you didn't stick to your word. You signed up for it, you do that. back to the owners of the company. Sit your employees down and tell them, look, I got $20, $30 raise for you. If any one of you could tell me why you deserve this raise without a selfish cause or without talking about your accolades and what you've done to deserve it, give me a reason why I should give you this raise. A lot of them not going to be able to answer. Because the first thing that a person will say, oh, I need to take care of my kids. My, that's being selfish. Oh, I worked hard and I show up early and you talking accolades. You being, no, doing what you signed up for. You knew what the dollar amount was when you first signed up for it. The work started getting hard and you started slacking. That's what happened. See, the thing is this, most people don't want to serve. They don't want to do something for somebody else, right? So if you ask one of your employees and they say, oh, I want to give it to charity, you say, okay, well, let me get out my checkbook. What charity you want me to write this check to? They're going to start backpedaling. They're going to, they're going to start backpedaling. See, that's what I did with God, right? And I don't care about your religion, what you believe in. No, I'm just talking about me. That's what I did. And I said, God, you got to bless me so I can be a blessing. He going to know your intention. He going to know how pure. He going to know how sincere you are about that, right? You going to know how serious you are about that. And he going to test you. Are you going to pass the test, right? Because it's twofold. Like, I'm not going to take the blessing that God gave me. I'm not going to take the seed, right? He gave me all these seeds. I'm not going to take all these seeds and give it to one person to eat. That makes absolutely no sense. I will take these seeds and plant these seeds. Watch this tree grow. Take the fruit from that tree and feed you. And I ain't going to feed you every day. I'm going to tell you exactly how you can get your own seeds. Now, if you're too lazy to get up and want to get your own seeds, that's a whole nother story. Do that with your employees. If somebody can tell you a selfless reason why they deserve to receive that raise, they deserve it. You should give it to them, and you're going to be blessed too. That's why my prayer is, God bless me so I can be, you got to bless me. I'm working on 1 billion. Why? Because there's 1 billion people I got to help. I got to reach out to them. I've been told since I was a child, since I was young, right? God, you got a message, man. Like I've spoke to people with going through divorce, uh, suicide, uh, homosexuality, I mean, all types of things. I'm talking about confided in me, and I never divulge whom these people are. I won't even give a hint, right? Uh, and I realized I was, and they tell me, man, you need to speak. You need to, that's where your calling is. It's in speaking. That's where your calling is, right? And a lot of it came from me being, if you ain't noticed, got a little preach in me, right? I was what they call called to preach at the age of 16. There's a lot of foul things I've seen in the church, just to say the least. I'm not going to go into that because those you that find your peace and become the best person that you could be by going to whatever church you in, hey, man, all praises be to God, man. Keep doing that. A lot of people ain't going to tell you that. I'm not going to speak on my Islamic background because a whole lot of people, oh, yeah, I know he's one of our brothers, man. I knew he was, man, everybody is Muslim. I'm not even going to go into that. But one thing I focus solely on is my intentions. Period. My intentions. Am I perfect? 1,000% not. But I try every single day, and you ain't gonna be able to take that from me, Satan. So if we start thinking like this as a people, that's where we start growing. Which brings me to my last and final way and tool and jewel to learn how to stop thinking in a impoverished mindset, a poverty mindset. How do you break it? First thing is awareness. Realize you're in a poverty mindset. It is not okay for you to be in poverty. I don't care who you are. It is not okay for you to have money and not care for nobody else. That's still a poverty mindset. Why? Because you can only grow as much as the person that's around you. Trees cannot make it without soil. It's just what it is. Soil is pointless if it's not growing anything, right? We have to work together. Awareness. Second thing is direction. Where we going with this? Now that we've bear fruit, what are we doing with it? What are we doing with it? We have fruit. We just gonna look at it? Or we just gonna eat it down to nothing? Or we gonna replant and grow? Replant and grow. Replant and grow. Just like Sister Clara Brown, she was feet up, kicked up. Nah. She utilized her seeds to go get other planters and brought them back. Now they got jobs. Now they got businesses. Now they got laundromats. And she kept doing it over and over and over again. Direction. The last step was selflessness. You have to be selfless. What is that? What do you mean selfless? Exactly what it sounds like. Say it backwards. Less of self. Less self. You got to get out the equation. You have to move yourself out of the equation. I know so many people that came up, so we say in the hood, right? And they just got it all. I'm talking the bikes, the cars, the jewels, the everything is a party. Everything is but it's only for them. They're not teaching the word, they're not employing anyone, they're not doing anything for their community, they're not giving back. They not doing anything. They just sitting on this high horse. Not realizing that that's going to be short-lived. Particularly if we're talking about monies, because monies is a tool and it has to be perpetual. It has to flow. That's why they call it cash flow. It has to flow. And if it stops with you, oh, it's just like a raging, pent up force of water. It's going to break through that wall eventually and mow you down. You have to be selfless. And it starts before you get the funds. It starts before you get the finances. It starts before you get the monies. And if you didn't receive it, because some of y'all received inheritances and grew up with nannies and maids and all. I've talked to all types of people. I don't know what kind of life that's like. My mama, boy, go clean up your room. That was my maid. You know what I'm saying? When you done with that, hit that bathroom, come get this trash. You know what I mean? That's what made me, that's why I'm not lazy. You know, but you have to be selfless and you got to team up with somebody that's selfless. I'm reminded of my wife on this one. She is one of the most selfless people I know. And I ain't saying this to get no brownie points. I assure you, she gonna see this, but this is just the truth. You know, she's one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever known in my life. And it was shown to me before we had money, right? We used to we used to our bank accounts. I'm not gonna tell whom, who, what, but uh, we both have a particular bank account and a particular card, and there's a particular gas station that you can go to if so long as you had $1 in the account, this particular card will allow you to uh, fill up your tank. Now, keep in mind, this is a period of where me and my wife, I'm working graveyard, right? And it's called graveyard for a reason. It's killing you. Get out of that entrepreneur spirit in you that's speaking to you. Do it. Graveyard's killing you. It's bad for your kidneys, all types of things, right? I'm working a graveyard shift. She works this day shift, and it's so sad. We literally, and we had one car. We literally would like pass each other and like kiss each other and like hand off the keys. Not we didn't work the same job or anything, but when I come home, we have one car. I drive the car, and she has to go to work, so I'm handing her the keys as I'm coming in with the daylight up. And she's taking the keys and she's going to work. And I'm trying to get as much sleep as I can during the daylight. So by the time she comes home, I try to get up and clean and cook sometimes. You know, dead tired, right? Tell you how beautiful this woman is. We only had enough gas to make it like halfway through the week. So on her account, we made sure she had $1 in there so we could fill up the tank. And before the week is all the way out, Thursday, getting ready to go into the next following week, I made sure I had $1 in my account and I could fill up the tank. And by the time the next week rolled around, it'll roll into one of our checks, and we was able to pay that account off before the late payment came in. Oh my God, we did that. Had to be about a year. Show you how beautiful this woman is. Selflessness we're talking about. Same woman. Uh, if we that broke, didn't have gas, and we living from check to check, we had to figure out something else. So it's a company called BioLife. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but BioLife is an institution where you can go and donate plasma and receive money, right? So uh, we both decided we'll sign up, we'll go because they had like this $150 for the week thing. We think, okay, that's $300. 1 week, bam, we can put it together, we can do our thing, we pay some bills down, whatever. So we both go and fill out everything that we're supposed to do. And if you look closely, I have tattoos, right? I have tattoos. And I ain't ashamed. I don't care nothing. Like I said, you like, comment, subscribe. I don't do nothing. I don't care about none of that. You know, I'm doing it for my purpose of God. Tell me to start this, and I'm starting. That's what I'm doing. It's gonna touch somebody because somebody's going through or went through worse than what I'm going through, what I've been through. So uh, they told me they could take her blood, but they can't take mine. I'm like, well, why can't you use this one? I don't have no. I don't have no. Well, because you got the tattoos, and oh man, it wouldn't let me do it. It wouldn't let me do it. Where we were staying at, they were telling me that there was another place that was like an hour out. But the whole point is we had a problem with gas. I can't be driving an hour every time it's time to. It was pointless. So my wife said, "Don't worry about it. I'll do it, baby. I'm gonna give up my plasma and make sure we get out this hole." And she would go so much that you would have thought she was doing heroin or something, because she had these holes so big in her arms from the needle. And oh man, my baby should go in there. She'll donate that plasma, man. Get that little 150, eat the little cookie and juice or whatever. And I'll pick her up and talking about feeling less than a man. Whew. So I got to do something about this. Because if this ain't a poverty mindset, I don't know what is. Man's job is to protect and to provide. And I was doing everything but that. Only thing I could offer gift wrap was I'm trying. Nah, we as men, we gotta do way, way, way more than that. It's our job to make sure our family is secure. Oh man, so I bust my butt. I bust my tail, man. I bust my tail. I got us out that hole. Why? Because of my muse, because of my reasoning. I had somebody that was so selfless, and my wife is bad. Let me just say that for the record. You know what I'm saying? She ain't no bud duck. Y'all see her soon. She stay behind the scenes and all that. But yeah, beautiful woman, beautiful woman. And that was not beneath her. because she loved me. She loved our family. There was nothing she wasn't willing to sacrifice. So a person willing to go that hard for me, I'm a 10X, I'm a 20X. These people see my wife with these diamonds now, all in their ear, and big old rocks on their fingers, and the gold, and the driving the Teslas and all the, yeah, man, y'all don't know the half. You don't know the half, man. And a lot of it I don't want to say right now because people stop following me. You stop watching me. Why? Because people are so judgmental. I see them on here. I be like, man, y'all don't know that man's story. Y'all don't know that woman's story. Y'all got so much to say about them. Y'all don't know what they've been through. Y'all don't know what they've been through. Just like people don't know what a lot of y'all been through, and they need to hear it. So that's the whole point of Legacy Ladder. We're building a rung, each rung at a time. We're climbing higher and higher and higher and higher. I'm showing you guys how to do that in my course. Um, Link will be in the bio. You guys check that out. One, I don't do no selling. I don't care about none of that because who is for is who is for it. My mom used to always tell me when we were young. She said, "What God has for me is for me," and I always live by that. So I don't do the sell thing. But so long as I'm breathing, God willing, uh, I'll be dropping content like this. So yeah, go ahead, subscribe. Like I said, I ain't gonna beg, do none of that. Go ahead, you like this, then go ahead, follow us. Go ahead, follow. Drop a comment if you want. I get back to all my people. A lot of people are going through struggle and just want to be heard, just want to speak, talk to, have somebody to listen to them. Been there, I've done that. I may not have all solutions, but I know who does. And I don't mind reaching out to them. But yeah, it's gonna be all right. First thing we gotta do is we gotta break this poverty mindset. That's the very first thing. We gotta break this poverty mindset. Because if we join forces together, if we come together, like they say in the movie, eight together, strong. That's true. That's true. Ain't no one man an island. You ain't got to be out there trying to do it yourself. Ain't no one sister an island. You ain't got to be trying to do this stuff yourself, sister. You ain't got to. You got help. You got people that have been through some rough things, and I'm just one of many. I told myself, and I'm getting ready to close, but I told myself when I began making content, right? Uh, you can follow me on the other platforms. Like I said, the link will be in the bio. But I said I'm gonna do these shorts, right, on Instagram, uh, through Ozara Consulting, is what it's called, and through TikTok, and on YouTube. I'm pouring my heart out. I'm gonna give you something to listen to. While you walking around in the warehouse, you walking around on that night shift as a nurse, or you on that construction site, and everybody cussing and hooping and hollering, and everybody's doing their thing. Are you tired of that? You're gonna be able to pop this one here. You put your earbud on with this one here, and hear what Brother Hunter got to say. Hear what I got to say. Everybody ain't gonna listen. I'm okay with that. Yeah, but some people are. Some people have been exactly where I been from. I got folks from Philly, Chicago. Yeah, I got some folks that been through Georgia, Texarkana. That's the background of my family. I got some folks that been through some rough times, some rough things, and everybody's looking for a change. I assure you now, it starts with breaking the poverty mindset. What does money have to do with anything? Nothing. It's a tool, but it's a powerful tool that we all can use together. Unify together. Start building to help aid people get out of the situations that they're in. A lot of people are going to school to become counselors. We're going to need you. We're going to need you. Right? I want to be the one to employ you. I'd rather give you your worth. That was my whole point of building Legacy Ladder. There's nothing wrong with making money. Nothing wrong at all. But use it in its proper structure. Don't just keep it. Don't harbor it. Don't do that. Don't just, I made it out the hood. I could go get my Benz and I could do, man, all that stuff gonna fade away. The rain gonna get that, I promise you. I promise you. The weeds and the rust, that's gonna fade away. But your legacy will be forever. So make sure you do something for somebody. All right? All right, that's my time. Look forward to talking to you guys on the next episode. Hope this was a blessing. Till then, don't only look out for yourself, look out for somebody else. Let's climb this ladder one rung at a time. I'll speak to you soon.